So, I've got about 2 pounds. Cone up. I'm looking at you because we just did. Cone down.
But I'm glad that it was an honest mistake. We've lost nothing.
You know those ones that hold your socks up?
So you're gonna make both or all 3 things with this?
I'm going to make, so a sake set is the bottle and 2 little sake glasses. I might make 3 in case one's wrong. Now, I took a workshop with John Dix, who's an American potter, but he works in Japan. And he told me that the Japanese never do things in sets of 4.
Oh.
It's like a superstition. I don't know if it's true or not.
Like something makes it for just to be a rebel.
So I won't make 4 because it would be bad luck and I don't want to tempt bad luck. Okay, so I made a little cone like this and I'm just gonna highlight a little miniature baby, like that much. We're just throwing a miniature.
How many pounds is that?
2 pounds altogether. These are small objects. So this is the thing we talked about, Chelsea, where I put my hand, when I'm doing large, I use this, but I'm just using the 2 little tiny to kind of throw it into my thumb to get that bottom. And then you do just a little pull. I'm working with porcelain, so I really do not want to let it dry because if I let this dry, it would grab.
Why are we only about 12?
Now you need your tiniest sponge to get in there. And I'm using my needle tool as a rib because a rib would grab. And finish the lip nicely because somebody's going to drink out of it. And then you just... Then we bring up a little bit more. Cone up, cone down to make sure there's no weirdness in there. I'm just eyeballing it, which is why I'm making 3. So at least 2 of them will hopefully match. They don't have to be perfect. So this lip is a little wonky. I could cut it off now, but it's so small that I might let it dry and trim it dry. I'm not sure that it's worth the risk right now.
So are you using that needle tool almost as like one of those metal kidney things?
Yes,
Okay.
because if I use the metal kidney, that would
Too
be
much.
too big.
Yeah.
So I am using the needle tool as my rib. And they look like different
Yes.
heights, but they won't be once I trim
They're
the foot.
siblings.
You want
Walker?
I mean, the sake set that I bought, the blue one didn't have a foot, but I'm gonna probably put a little foot. But no, the object doesn't have to have a foot because it'll sit probably nicer on the table without one. Tiny.
I like the spiral.
What do you like?
Like on the outside, your finger marks.
Oh.
This little spiral.
I'm not afraid I'm not gonna leave
That's
those.
okay.
Finish it straight. Yeah, I'm using the needle tool you would use. This guy. Because if I use this guy, it's so small, I'm really risking grabbing. But I'll do it a little bit. Okay, that's 3 shot glasses or sake cups. Now I'm gonna do the pour. So this is a pretty tall object, so I'm not really trying to center it really flat. I'm gonna put my finger here to open. And I'm always telling you guys, like, put 2 fingers, then put 2 fingers on top. But I think what I realized is I'm using my finger like a tool, and then I just push. To open. So I don't know if you guys could see, but I started way fast and then slowed way down as I got to the top, as it gets thin. And then I want that belly, gotta be wet, so I'm gonna reach in and get it. But I keep my hand on the outside to brace the top. And then before I close it up, I should remember to get my water out of the bottom. And the neck in a sake pour is kind of the handle. This is where you're gonna hold the bottle and pour. There's a little something there. It doesn't need to be. So I found that the metal rib is very nice because you can do this side to get the body curve, which is kind of like a barrel. And then you can flip it to get the little neck curve. And it's just about the right size. Okay. Now, what if you got to this place and you were like, I want more curve? Then you would use a throwing stick like this. go in and go pretty fast and get yourself more.
And you don't need to have your hand on the other side of it,
No.
like a pull. This is more of a shape.
No, this is just shaping. We're done pulling. That, now we're just giving it the thing we want. We're just stretching the clay.
I love that shape.
It's so pleasing, isn't
It
it?
really is.
I'm telling you, I picked that up in a television
And it's so you.
I picked it up at a
It's
store. I saw it right
crazy.
away, and I was like, that's my favorite. I've made a ton of them. I mean, you could use it for all sorts of things. I just find it to be so. No spout. If you make them really thin, they pour really nicely.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Do you love sake?
I feel how that
I only like it warm.
it's very
I'm not much of a sake drinker, but my husband likes
either,
it.
but I'll get into it if I have
And
it.
he gives me the specifications for what he wants in a sake pour.
Sometimes I actually take pictures of the sake sets, like, that I get. And I'm like, that's an interesting shape.
I highly recommend whenever you see pottery that you like in the wild, take a picture or bring it
I
in.
do.
Like if I see a shape that I really like, I'll bring it in and put it right on the countertop in front of me.
My camera probably has some.
While I make it. All right, I think that's it.
That's gorgeous.
I could just sit here and mess with it forever, but it's the kind of
Beautiful,
thing where you shouldn't.
Right. Do it later.
Yeah.
Trimming.
And then you just make a puddle, take a taut wire tool, and pull it off. Oh. I was also going to show you how I trim them.
Ooh.
Yeah. Let me just trim one real quick. I lost Claudia, but it's okay. I'll show her how to do it when she's ready.
Yeah, it would be up here, up here.
I'm going to trim it because they're not easy to trim.
You're creating a
I'm throwing a chuck.
They're not easy. Oh boy.
And this is just reclaimed, so it's not in good shape. I don't care about that because I'm not going to throw it. Just getting it to where I can work it. Hmm? No. I'm not going to trim the one I just threw. I'm going to trim the
TV
one.
magic.
Yeah, it's TV magic.
The cookies are already done.
Okay, so when you throw a chuck, I usually throw most of my chucks fresh because then you can get them exactly how you want them. But you do have to clean out the slip. And I am gonna wash my hands or I'm gonna get slip all over this.
I think I have some vases that shape. I didn't even
Hey, you
think
can
I
put sake in
Put
them.
sake in it. It's what I meant on the wall.
Meant to be. That's
needs
always
to be
my
bigger.
problem. It needs to be taller and it's not thin enough.
It needs to be taller and it's not thin enough?
Or like the circle in the middle isn't narrow enough. That's what I meant.
Okay, let's try that. Oh, I did.
Hey, look at all the underglazes. Oh,
I-
they're not.
I think they're in the glaze room as far as I know.
Maybe they're in the attic.
Okay.
I haven't seen them.
Still center.
It didn't really. Maybe it needs to be like. Do you want my level?
It's center.
Okay.
It just, I think you're right, Chelsea. I think it just wasn't level
And it
because I
you
threw it off the
Yeah,
hump.
Right.
Yeah. So I'll just take a few seconds to level it
That
first. Yeah.
So they had a dorm that needed urgently like to be renovated for 16 years. And they kept putting it off.
See, that's the part I'm talking
This is the foot you just did.
about. Yeah. I knew it came from somewhere.
I like this tool for digging out feet. Because you could just use the little corner. Is this the tool you use?
No, but it's very similar. 'Cause
Right.
It's got a lot of different corners.
Right.
And curves to it. You can use it.
Because you can use it a couple different ways and you can really brace. Yeah.
All right, you're done already. You need to leave more room though at the bottom, because I don't leave enough
So that's
room to do
another way
that.
to do what you just showed me here.
Right. You added a coil foot, right? And I'm
Yeah.
digging out the foot from a thrown piece. But in order to do this, you have to leave yourself enough clay at the bottom
Yeah.
in order to make.
I don't ever do that.
Well, I think I threw these off the hump, so they have a lot of extra weight at the bottom that you wouldn't normally have.
There's a funny article in the Washington Post written by a college professor.
And this is where it's scary. I won't go as far as I could. This is an object that I am trying to make like pretty light. So this is where you really risk. And also when you throw up the chuck, you can't hear the same way. It's thin. It's thin. I'm gonna finish it. I'm gonna let it do too much.
But it's funny, but like it really is happening.
Okay. It's time to let this go. There we go.
Cute.
Much lighter.
Cute, cute, cute.
All right.
Thank you.